All right, we are live. This is the Ambitious Journey podcast with me, Daharan Bivens, and my boy Drake. Or I'll let you say
Yeah. It's his boy Drake Allen. We're here,
it.
ready to tell some stories, have some fun.
Man. We kind of talked about this for a minute. And yeah, now we're actually kind of doing it. This is dope. We didn't really know like how we could do it, but
Hey,
thanks to the world of technology, all things are possible.
yeah, Kevin
So
Garnett. Anything is possible. We're gonna live by it.
yeah, yeah. But thank you all for listening in. And we also have video here. This is dope. This is actually my first time recording like a podcast on video. I don't know. Have you done like video at all yet?
No, I did all audio on the other one, so
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, first time. Yeah, it's more. And I feel like now I gotta be like more cautious of like what I do because like I just think to myself like I'll just do like something. I'm like, dang, that could be weird, but nobody sees it. But like now people will be able to see
yeah,
it right there. Yeah.
facts. Catch us on the YouTube. We'll be there.
Oh boy. Dude, I'm honestly I'm just excited to like kind of grow this and see like where it goes because I feel like I just have a bunch of random stuff to talk about all the time anyway, and
Same.
it's like perfect outlet right here
Yeah.
podcast. So yeah.
Kind of the most random thing we can talk about. Tomorrow, election day.
Oh boy. Oh
Man, I've been thinking about it
yeah.
for weeks. What's gonna happen? What's going down?
Dude,
Biggest
okay.
question.
So actually, I'm glad you said that because I was talking to my fiance, you know her, but my fiance Taylor, and it was with her family, and I had told my managers like at my job, I was like, yo, I don't even know if we're open, but if we're open on election day because it's in Nashville, I was like, do not schedule me. I was like, I don't want to be anywhere close to Nashville. I don't want to see Nashville. I'm staying right here in Murfreesboro. I'm going to sit in this room. I'm going to just chill out, bro. Because that day right there, dude, I'm okay. I believe as soon as they announce Trump's going to win, which I believe is going to happen, like they're going to try to burn that city down. Because
Facts.
Nashville became like so I feel like it almost sounds like demeaning, I guess, to call people like liberals, but it's so liberal now. You know what I mean? Like, and it's to where like they're just like when they did like their marketing stuff before in Nashville, and I was just kind of like, okay, I never really took Nashville for like that kind of place, but like it happened,
Yeah.
and
Well,
then so,
one thing to think about in Nashville though is they say like 100 people a day move there, and most people when they move places they think they're leaving everything behind them. Like you got to think a lot of people from like California up north, a lot of places, a lot of people from a lot of places move to Nashville,
oh
but
yeah,
but
dude.
they don't move. They don't move there and change their ways. They bring the shit with them.
Mm-hmm,
So you know what I
mm-hmm,
mean? Like it's the same it's the same thing, same stuff that is going on up there. They bring it with them, and it's just
right.
like nothing. And then every city's gonna have that repetitive. But
Exactly. And like, dude, okay, I like what that man, I forgot that guy's name. He was just a guy, he was on Rogan like maybe 2 months ago, but he lives in Texas. And he was telling people like they're seeing a huge influx of Californians to
yeah,
Texas.
that was the Matthew McConaughey one.
You said that's where Matthew McConaughey went?
No, that's the Matthew McConaughey Joe Rogan podcast. I just listened to it the other day when I was running.
No. It's the other guy before Matthew McConaughey.
Oh, I didn't hear that one. My bad.
Yeah, because he was I forgot his name. I'll have to look it up. But he was kind of like a buff dude. He was saying like he was like, no, it's fine if people move here, but he said, but just remember this is Texas. Like you're not bringing all that stuff here that you did in Texas. And I was just thinking like, yeah, and that's what I'm afraid of too. Is with so many people moving like to the area, they bring those ideas with them, bro. And you obviously see no, you didn't like it over there,
Hmm.
so don't bring that with you here and make this place suck.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, dude, I don't know about you, but I've never had any type of desire to be like a resident of California.
No,
You know what I mean? Like,
I don't
it's
even
never
really want
been.
to go visit. Like,
Yeah, I mean, like, I feel like LA would be cool because I see people like always talk about like the stuff to do there,
yeah,
and I've been to like a couple of parts of like Northern California, very scenic, kind of pretty, but like never in my head did it pass me like, man, you should get a house here. Like, never did it ever. And
Yeah.
so it's never been my thing. But I truly feel like on election day we have so many of those people here now. They're like they're gonna. I, I don't know what it is about like politics that brings out like this like monster inside of people.
Bro, it's
You know what
crazy.
I mean? Like,
It's crazy. And I feel like it's stronger this year than it has been. Cause like I feel
what,
like
like worse than the first time he ran like against
yeah,
Hillary?
yeah, absolutely.
Okay, okay.
Because I mean, I just feel like, I don't verify myself as red or blue. Don't
Yeah.
care. Don't care at all.
Yeah.
But it feels like everyone that's like supporting like Trump is kind of like hidden in their house, like not really saying much. But everyone that's voting for Biden is like throwing it in everyone's face, like you got to vote Biden. You got to vote Biden. I'm voting Biden. We can't be friends if you don't vote Biden. I
Yeah.
don't want to know you anymore if you don't vote Biden.
Yeah.
Like, when did it become okay to be like, you know what? I don't want to associate with you because of an opinion you have.
Exactly, bro.
So,
Like, and well, they make it seem like you hate them
yeah.
if you don't agree on politics, and it's like obviously you guys found some type of common ground
Hmm.
before about something. So like just because your politics are a little bit different, that doesn't mean that they hate you. And it's like all the people saying like if you vote for Trump, you're a racist,
Yeah.
and you hate the environment. But then there's also people saying like if you vote for Biden, well, I don't really know what they say if you vote for Biden. It's something, It's just like
Yeah.
they make it sound so bad, and I get like that. All of that it does affect our lives,
Yeah.
but you
Absolutely.
know what I
Each
mean. It's
side
like
does.
yeah, I mean, but as long as okay, if people use ration, like most stuff will kind of sort itself out, if that makes sense. Like, okay,
Hmm.
sure, you don't get the president you pick, but you still get to pick like your local officials. You still get to pick the local people that represent you, like
That
you know
have
what I'm
that
saying?
have a that honestly have more of an impact on your life.
Yeah, directly, like things you can see like right away. You know
Hmm.
what I mean?
Hmm.
And so, but I feel like people kind of negate that, and they just go right for like the president, and they think, and it's so wild to me though, like that people start hating other people.
Hmm.
Like because of them liking something. I think we kind of said something about Instagram before the pod, but like I've seen people on there saying like unfriend me
Yeah.
if you're voting for Trump, or like it's like what? Like so
Yeah.
let's say, first of all, this is the South. Most of these people are Southern people. I feel like he kind of has a stronghold on the South in a way, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, what are you doing? You're trying to get rid of all your Southern friends, or everybody you know, half your
That,
family?
back to the point though, like it's crazy to me that like, you can't be friends with somebody because of the way they vote. Like
Yeah.
that's insane, man. Like that.
Are you scared for the election?
Oh, I'm terrified. Like just because like, man, I think there's gonna be like riots and just like it's gonna be like real life purge. I feel like
Okay, I've kind of compared it to that too.
yeah.
Like I think the closest we will, or I would imagine us ever being,
Hmm.
would be that day. What this upcoming Tuesday,
Yeah.
like tomorrow, or yeah,
Yeah.
when this comes out, it'll be what tomorrow? Yeah,
Yeah.
Tuesday. So like, I just and that's scary for me, dude, because I just like people people get so irrational. You
Hmm.
know, it it's okay. You made it through the last 4 years. Like, do better next time. Be more influential next time. Get the First of all, I don't see how people think Joe Biden's a good candidate for the Democratic Party.
I say this to everyone. I think there's not a good candidate on either side. Uh, but but
Right. But
but
it's
yeah,
it's
but yeah, like I've seen so many videos of Biden not completing sentences and like
what do okay. It's just it even comes down to me like even policies. I will not. I mean, I will say I was not on Trump's side when he first went into office. I definitely wasn't on Hillary's side. Like after I heard that whole thing, like with the troops and all that kind of stuff, and like the lion, I was like, dude, you can't be the commander in chief and like be willing to, you know what I mean? Just
yeah,
like lie about killing American soldiers. That just doesn't sound right. Like something about that just doesn't go together.
yeah,
So like I was like, she's all for me. And so I looked at Gary Johnson a lot in the last one. and I really wanted to hear what he had to say. I guess like in the big time stage, like the big arena,
Hmm.
when they have like all the lights on everybody is down to just those three, but he didn't get enough votes, to make it on there. So I did not vote, but out of that election, I probably would have had to go with Trump. But I was nervous, dude, because like how people were saying all that stuff at the beginning about like well, like a lot of racists were on his side and stuff like that,
Hmm.
and I was like, I don't want to vote for a dude, that's gonna like
That's what
make
I'm
other racists, like or make it more okay. And I was like, I don't know. But then when he got in office, dude, I think he proved himself. Like he put people around him that he may not know like what the job is, but he put people around him that knew what to do like for the country.
Yeah, I mean, I will say he, that business mindset. I mean, obviously he's been a
Yeah,
successful businessman for how long? Like
yeah.
he's doing that
And
with
like
this.
he got tired of people, if he got rid of them and switched them out for other people. Now is that the best way to run? I don't know.
Each their own. But
Yeah, but like it, it, it I guess it worked, and it's just
we'll,
like
we'll see.
I got it, but I feel like I can't negate what he did. For I know what Joe Biden did. He's been in government for 47 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like and then he kind of got a test run at this being vice president. Uh, it's like, what is this whole new thing he's gonna do that he couldn't do in 47 years? You know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. Yeah.
and
I
so,
don't know, man.
yeah, I don't think some 80-year-old guy is all of a sudden gonna turn over this new leaf. I feel like it's pretty set in his ways.
Yeah. I mean, I think both of them are, and I think any politician that gets voted in, third party, independent, whatever it may be,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. And
What,
people are so irrational with their thoughts. Like, oh yeah, we're gonna elect him because he really cares about us, and he's gonna change his ways for us. Watch.
yeah, yeah. No.
Waiting.
You know
Cricket.
what? Have you heard that conspiracy that everybody has?
COVID
Uh,
on Wednesday.
you said what?
You're talking about like COVID ending on Wednesday?
Oh no, no, no. With Joe Biden.
Oh no.
It's basically like, so they think that what's that, Amendment 25. So
Hmm.
they believe that Joe's going to get elected, and then in a few months they're going to invoke the Amendment 25, and then then after that try to have Joe Biden removed from office, which will make Kamala Harris
Right.
president and Nancy Pelosi vice president.
Huh.
And when somebody told me, I said, honestly, that sounds very plausible. Like that doesn't sound like, you know what I mean? You know how some of those conspiracy theories can be like way out there.
Yeah.
I'm like, this doesn't sound that way out there. Cause dude, her and Joe Biden were going at it. And then all of a sudden, like, he picks her to be his vice president. It was
Hmm.
like, come on. Like you can't just it just looks bad. I know you're trying to play nice and stuff, but I'm not buying this one bit.
Yeah.
Not at all. So
Yeah. No, I'm very interested to see what happens. Just as a spectator, really, at this point, just sitting
yeah.
back and just saying like,
Well,
happening.
my biggest thing is I hope that because well they said that like I think both presidents have kind of said that they may not just concede right away, and I'm hoping.
Yeah. Like, how long is this gonna take? Like, are we gonna get
Yeah,
to like
you know what I'm
Thursday?
saying?
We're gonna get
Yeah,
to like Thursday and be like, who's president?
yeah, right. And like, but I'm hoping that both of them kind of come to their senses on that. And if you lost, dude, just take your loss. Just okay,
Mhm.
like, and move on. So then the country can start rebuilding. But and speaking on that too, though, my one kind of like my biggest knock on Trump right now, if there was something that would make me not like lean his way, I'm definitely not leaning towards Joe Biden ever. It could be anybody versus Joe Biden, and I'm like, no, no. uh, but Trump wasn't very unifying, like in these past couple of months with everybody. You know what I mean? And it's like I feel like as a president, that kind of has to be your job too.
Yeah.
Is you got to unite the country in times when things seem super stressed out. And
Hmm.
I get like your persona and how you view yourself and blah blah blah, but you got to think larger picture too a little bit.
Yeah. I
You know?
agree.
hey, okay, I need everybody to kind of like, I need things to calm down a little bit. He said, I guess that was his way of trying to like downplay COVID because he didn't want people to freak out. But it's like people are freaking out because you're not really unifying them. You're keeping them divided, and then they just feel like one
Mhm.
side's going to get something, and another side's not. Blah 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 blah. You know what I mean? It just there's that extra layer of tension right there,
No,
and
I
it's
I
just
definitely agree.
yeah,
But I'm very interested to watch kind of like the state by state breakdown. Like, I think there's going to be your obvious ones, like your normal states that vote blue and your normal states that vote red, that
yeah,
are going to be, the same, and probably until we die. But like,
yeah,
I'm very interested to see like what changes from last election, because it seems like a lot more people have voted this time around than
yeah,
last time.
early,
I feel like it's been a lot, because I even saw in Texas they had over 9 million early votes this year,
yeah,
and
yeah,
that
yeah.
was that was more than their total votes that they had in 2016.
Wow,
Like,
that's crazy, dude.
yeah.
Like, see, I feel like a lot of people, like they really did try to get out there, you know, like
Hmm.
to make sure this election. But
Hmm.
I also think people had to pay attention more to politics because of, you know, like a lot of people being out of work or things going on at their jobs, and they feel like they're being screwed over.
Hmm.
And they're like, yo, all right, like, who's fixing this?
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Absolutely.
Which, dude, that was shocking to me. I don't know if you saw, but well, that they did not finalize that deal for stimulus for the country.
Yeah. I,
And
I thought that was going to be Trump's like, hey, look what I did.
right. And I thought that was gonna, you know, be that thing,
Hmm.
but or I thought that they were just gonna hold off until after the election. I was like, okay, either it's coming through or they're just gonna hold off, and it's not, you know, they're not gonna try to bring it up. They don't want people to pay attention to that.
Yeah.
But for them to make a decision to decline it, I was like, uh, dude, you, you know how many people out here are like that they were waiting. I feel as if we're waiting to see that.
Hmm.
Like, are they going to help me? Like they say they're going to help me. So I hope that doesn't hurt him, but I don't know how that helped him.
No,
Like,
I don't think that was I mean, I think I thought what was going to happen was they were going to approve it. He's going to say, look what I did for you here.
yeah, and
And then boom.
here's another 10 million votes.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you know,
Well, one thing
uh,
I was very surprised with, though, is I was down in Miami in the beginning of October, and just a normal Saturday morning. Not, in my mind, I don't think about politics all the time. Like, I don't think about like, oh yeah, there's probably some Biden or Trump rally or something going on that's going to shut down traffic. So like, I wake up on a Saturday morning and I'm just like, I'm going to Magic City Casino, watch some football, play some roulette because there's a
yeah,
TV right there, and I was like, I'm just gonna go have a chill day. College football kicks off at noon here on the East Coast, so I'm on my way like 11:30, maybe a mile and a half away. I'm like, that's a cop. That's a oh, they got traffic stop. So like cops directing traffic. I'm just like, okay,
mhm.
here we go, whatever. Probably a wreck or something. Go like a back way to go around, get back to the main street. Another intersection being blocked off, directing traffic, and then I start seeing all these Trump flags and everything, and
Oh,
I'm
boy.
just like,
Did you end up like right in the middle of it?
yeah, I'm in Miami, bro. I did not. First off, when I went to Miami, I was not thinking like, oh, everyone here is going to support Trump.
Right.
That's not my first instinct. So all of a sudden, I'm stuck in standstill traffic for like 30 minutes because they have probably anywhere between like 10 to 15,000 cars with like Trump stickers, Trump flags, people hanging out the window, people
Really?
like blasting "God Bless America" out of their jeeps. It's just absurd, and like they were coming out of the casino parking lot where I was going, so the parking lot was closed
Mhm.
until they got everyone out. And again, there was like 10,000 people there at least. It was like
I believe it. Dude, those
Latino for
rallies for
Trump.
him get crazy. I've never personally been to one, but
Yeah.
the ones that I see, like,
Well, he
people,
wasn't even there. It wasn't there. It was just a Latinos for Trump movement. That's all it was.
that's all. See, like, yeah, dude, I don't know. He's definitely left his impact, win or loss in this. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if I've seen as much like merchandise. people that like that people buy for a president. You know what I'm saying?
I would say his is definitely a lock, but I know Barack had a good amount when he
Like
first.
merchandise. Like now, I saw like signs, like the Obama signs and stuff in the yards. Oh
Yeah,
yeah, 100%. But like people buy like hats, T-shirts,
yeah,
bracelets, little baby little things. Like dude, I don't know if like anybody's ever pushed this much merchandise.
that's fair.
You know,
Yeah,
but he,
I think this would probably I think it would probably be Trump, and then like I would say Obama beneath him in second, because
yeah.
I saw a lot of like shirts and like 44th president, all those kind of things. Like saw a lot of those kind of things, but yeah, I definitely agree. Like the MAGA stuff that he pushes is so dumb, but like
And CAG.
it's just
And well, he also has that line of ties too. I didn't know this until like a little
I
while
didn't know until just now.
ago. Yeah, you don't know it's a Trump tie until like you flip it over and then it says it. But yeah, on the outside, just a nice looking tie. I guess for the businessman that wants to like still be in the political spirit, but
Dude, he has so many eggs in so many baskets. It's
he
ridiculous.
does. Like I'm like, what, a tie? I
Yeah.
mean, yeah. But also as a person, like, do you just like go out seeking a tie? Like, you know what I mean? Like, do you just go out and you're like, yeah, Trump tie. Thanks, man. And
Yeah.
it's like 30 something bucks.
No way. It's probably like 80.
No, okay, maybe. I don't know. I really felt like I thought 30 was a lot. But knowing Trump, no. It probably could be like 80. And
Yeah.
say it's some like special or whatever.
It's probably like it's probably even pushing 100. I would guess.
I
Like,
could see it. I could see it.
and you're not finding it in Dillard's neither. You got to go like somewhere nice.
You gotta go. Oh yeah, the upper echelon clothing stores.
Yeah.
All right, so kind of switching over a little bit here. I had to kind of check out. So I had to check out like what else I wanted to say. So, dude, all right. So I know we wanted to kind of talk about some Halloween stories, but all right, this doesn't really tie into Halloween as much. It kind of ties into my frustrations with Nashville. So, man, all right. So this was last weekend, I believe, like somewhere right around there. All right. Uh, I work at a bar down there, and you can park right outside the stadium typically, and they as long as there's no events going on at the stadium, then you can park your car in these lanes. Blah blah blah. You like ever been down there like when there's not anything going on? Okay, well like yeah, it has like this area, and so like you can park there, and but they tow any other time now. Okay, so I have to be to work at 4. All right, so I'm walking over to work at 4. I don't think anything of it, but I am always kind of nervous that like something will happen to my car, like more so like something like somebody will run into it, or like somebody will throw up on it, like stuff like that. Not really like you know what I mean, not it getting taken really, just more so damaged.
Yeah.
But then so I get off work and I'm walking down to my car and I don't see it, and I already had this fear one day because it wasn't there. And so then, well, I had this fear one day because I didn't see it right away, and I was like, oh, it got towed. But then I looked over, I was like, oh. But then this time I walked down, I was like, oh, it got towed, and I'm looking everywhere. I don't see it, dude. So they have these signs that say like, if your car is missing, call this number. Basically, they're saying like you got towed. Like if your car's not here, it's been towed. So I call this number. They say, oh no, we didn't make any runs down there today. Call this one. So this to kind of put into perspective, this is about 11:30 at night, right around somewhere in there, 11:15, 11:30. Because I had just gotten off at 11, and I'm like, getting cleaned up, and I'm trying to walk out to the car at this time. So then, so I end up calling like 4 or 5 record services. Get to the 5th one, or I should say the last one. I think it was 5, but I kind of lost count after I got like because I was just so frustrated, and like
Yeah.
because everybody keeps saying like, oh, we don't have that one, we don't have that one. Like call this guy. They probably got it. We don't have that. Call this guy. And so I call this last old lady, dude. Like she's doing this on the phone. She was like, "Oh, hello." Like it's like a strain just to answer the telephone. And I was like, hey, I'm looking for my car. You know, it says call these numbers, blah blah blah. And these people are telling me to call you. She's like, okay, what? Like she's asking me like information on it. She can't read the information, so she's like messing it up, and she's reading it like back to me. And I'm like, look, hey, I need to know if this is my vehicle before I pay money to come out there and find out that it's not. Cause like, I also to add on to this, like to give another perspective. So when midnight hits, so they make you pay a storage fee. It's a storage fee of like $40 or something like that. It's like 40 to 50 depending on the record service. Every day that adds on. So they told you this day, that's 40. As soon as it hits midnight, that's an additional $40 to $50. So I'm like, yeah, like I need you to speed this up because we needed to figure out who has my car so I don't have to pay any more money. So, so she's going on. And I was like, well, can you describe the car to me? She was like, because I already gave her the description of it that she asked for. She was like, oh, I don't know if this is it. And I'm like, well, all right, you describe back to me what you see. And then she describes, I was like, well, that kind of sounds like mine. What about the license plate? And I give her my license plate, and she gives me this wrong license plate. I said, are you sure? Because this sounds a whole lot like my car. She was like, that's the license plate that's on here, and that's what's on my paper. By the way, it was completely off. And I was like, okay, this lady really cannot see. And so I was just like, you know what? Whatever. So I was like, hey, all right, I'm just going to come over there. I said, will you be there? You know what she says to me, bro?
Probably no.
She close enough. She says, "Oh well, normally I don't let people come back here this late." Right? And it caught me off guard, bro. Because I said, "Wait, what?" I said, "What do you mean?" Okay, you have a day-by-day fee.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't tell you to take the car. you took the car. I'm trying to come get the car. What do you mean you normally don't let people come over here? Like, they don't even make. What are you talking about?
You just hold on to them forever? Like what?
Yeah, like what is this? And so so she kind of she was like, this goes on like 2 or 3 minutes. She says, "Oh yeah, come on down here, and yeah, we'll get you squared away." And I was like, all right, dude. I tried to get a Lyft and an Uber over here. A Lyft was 23 minutes out, cost $20. Keep in mind, this is only 2 miles away. Just to go 2 miles, $20. $10 a mile. All right, so then I was like, well, that's too long. So I tried to call an Uber. 11 minutes away, $32. I was like, where are you trying to take me? It's 2 minutes. 2 miles down the road. Like, if I really just, had on some jogging clothes, we could bust this out real fast and I'll be there. Like, what are we doing right now? Like, and so then, so I finally, I just go ahead, I'll bite the bullet, and I pay for the Uber. And I'm calling my mom, I'm talking to her to try to explain because I've got my car towed before in Murfreesboro, and they wouldn't let me get it back because, like, at the time, the insurance, so she's the lead, like, on the insurance, and then I'm under it. So, like, but they say it has to be the lead person of the insurance, not the sub, whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, so I already kind of had her prepared. I'm like, hey, you may have to go through the explanation of this again, blah, 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 this, that, and the third. And, but I'm just talking to her. She was like, just be calm, don't be upset. She was like, you could call your brother. So my brother ends up, I'm going to wrap this up. So, like, I called my brother, so ended up canceling the Uber, getting that money back. My brother comes and helps me out. But this is the part where my whole day turns around right here. Because, dude, I'm about to pay, this is my frustration with Nashville. So in Murfreesboro, to get your car towed, you'll pay right around $50 or $60 to get it back. Boom. Okay. Everybody, you can be mad at 50 or 60, but you're not like, it doesn't ruin your entire day.
Yeah.
Nashville, dude, it's $175 for the tow, and then they do a $40 fee on top of that. So she was telling me that she said my total was going to be $218 to get my car back, and I said, $218? What happened? And she was like, well, she said that's just the prices. And just think, if I would have waited until midnight, there's an additional $40 on top of that. So you're looking at close to what, 260?
Yeah.
Just to like, and I was like, okay. So then my brother comes and gets me, like, so we're just talking and stuff. He's like, just be cool, blah blah blah. So we get there. Well, my car is right there at the front. They have it parked outside the gate or by the gate, and the gate's open. So all right, so we pull up, I go in, I go to my car, and then the guy is in the wrecker, and he was like, what did he say? He was like, hey, did you check in with the lady at the front? And I was like, yeah, I talked to her. And he was like, all right. Well, then he closes the gate. So like me and my brother kind of looking, and I was like, well, I haven't paid any money to put this out there. I hadn't paid any money, but I'm looking at my car, and I'm like, making sure everything's good, blah blah blah. So then my brother, like, he's talking to the so he's like kind of talking to me, and I'm looking around. I'm like, man, I was like, dude, I really don't want to pay this money. Like, I'm just like, this is outrageous to me. So then I'm walking over to try to talk to the guy, and he was like, he was like, hold on one second. And like, and so I was like, okay. And then he opens the gate back up, and he was like, and I was like, I'm not even going to ask if that was meant for me to leave. I'm just going to get in my car. Mm-hmm. And so, dude, I walk right over to my car. He opens the gate up. I drive it back. And, dude, I just going down the road. And he didn't call me or anything. So I was like, thank God. Because, dude, I was so pissed off. But the same thing happened to my coworker. Dude, she got there and she threw a fit, bro. And they made her pay every single dime. And like, and my thing is, my main frustration with kind of leading to the story is, I feel like it's almost like legal theft. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like a tow service. And then on top of that, I feel like Nashville is just like taxing people quadruple what like local prices are. Like, dude, $220 to get your vehicle back. Okay, I get like something's parked in the wrong spot. All right.
But
and like,
question here. This was not there's not an event. None of that. It should not have been towed.
Oh, so normally they put out that there's an event, or they have people there working saying that there's an event. So all of a sudden they had the Nashville soccer team that just came here, a year ago. Mm-hmm. They ended up having a game that night. I think it was like a makeup game. Nobody knew about it. Yeah, something weird like that. It was on a Friday night. And here's the part that frustrated me too. Oh, this is what I'm going to say. You also get a ticket from the city on top of this. It's a $50 ticket. So what? So you get a tow fee of $218 plus a $50 ticket on top of that. And then if you miss that day of getting it, then there's an additional $40 on top of that. So what is that? Almost $320 something dollars?
I'd rather have COVID.
Dude, but they're just stealing. Like, I feel like, I'm like, dude, okay, you can prove your point to people like parking in the wrong spot without having to like bust their pockets wide open. Mm-hmm. Like, if I'm a visitor to Nashville, I'm more inclined to stay around here and not let this ruin my trip if I accidentally park in the wrong spot and get towed, and I don't have to spend $300 something. Mm-hmm. You know, sure, an hour of my day may be ruined with even $100. I'm just like, I can be pissed off, but I'm still gonna stay around. Like, $300, dude, you're ready to pack up the trip. At least for me. Like,
I'm going home.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't want to be in this place anymore. Like, they've already taken my money, and it's like, I hate that they didn't have like the event people out there, like that normal, and you know, those little yellow jackets that tell you like, hey, just so you know, like this area is blah, blah, blah. Are you going to this? Or they tell you kind of like, what's up? None of that. And then I had just gotten to work at 4, and they towed my car at 4:38. So they watched me get out the car. Like, oh man.
That's ridiculous.
It had nothing to do with anything of what we talked about besides just what my frustration with Nashville.
Bro,
Uh,
that's
and
Nashville though. Charging an hour and a leg for everything for no
yeah,
reason. Just because
and
everyone wants to be there now, now they can just charge supply and
yeah,
demand, I
they
guess.
can do
But
whatever.
dang.
And well, and then with Halloween too, though, like there was nothing crazy happened there, thankfully. But like it's normally like Nashville and Halloween, super crazy. Like, but it was barely anybody out, dude. Barely. I got off work at
Well, so I think that was there's nobody out at like bars and stuff, but like
yes.
I saw so many Snapchats, like Instagram stories,
Oh,
things
house
like that.
parties? Yeah.
House parties were popping.
Well,
Like
look,
this
I
was like
mean,
1999.
pre-COVID,
Yeah.
like, dude, it was, but nobody like was. You know how like okay, you've seen Nashville on Halloween.
Hmm.
People were not out like that, dude. You could literally walk anywhere. I got off at 4, and it was as if like it was just like a Tuesday. Barely anybody out. We barely had any business that day. It was not busy at all. The people that worked at night, nothing. They were like, yeah, man, couple of tables, couple of guests at the bar, boom, 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 in and out. Like they were done. Most of them with cleaning up and stuff at 9:30. And yeah, dude,
Saturday night, bro.
exactly. And it was stayed open till 11. Yeah. You got any crazy stories from Halloween? Like you say, you saw some, but
No, I mean, just seeing stuff from that. I guess the craziest thing that happened to me, I guess, kind of relates to the full moon being on Halloween as well. That was not
mm,
ideal. But so
mhm.
kind of a quick story. Got a roommate that is probably the worst roommate I've ever had, and some of the roommates we've had,
Man.
bro.
Oh, for those of you that don't know, me and Drake used to live together. What was that? 2 years ago?
Yeah,
Two?
when we lived together for like 3 years total in college.
Yeah, 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 huh? Well,
So
kind of scattered because what? The fraternity house and then
yeah,
J Drive. Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
dude.
So, but I mean, this is probably the worst roommate I've ever had in my entire life. She literally walks around like, so kind of give a backstory. I have like a basement apartment that I rent out, and like
Mhm.
I have private access. It's like basement apartment, but it's just a basement. But
Yeah,
like I have everything I need and I'm good.
yeah.
But like my landlord lives on the top floor. And then like at the top of the house, she rents out another room.
Mm.
And that's kind of a terrible gig. You just get the room up there. Like I have literally a whole apartment. Like it makes so. But
Hey, does the person on the top have to share like a bathroom and stuff with her on the main floor?
no, she has her own bathroom, but
Oh.
like sharing kitchen and like everything, like
Mm.
entrance, everything. Like
Yeah.
it's something. But anyways, I swear that she either wears like weighted tennis shoes or like or just like is a professional like elephant stomper. Because bro, when I tell you
No.
that's the loudest footsteps I've ever had to deal with for the last year of my entire life.
Can you imagine somebody just purposely walking around with, with some weighted boots on just to piss somebody off? Oh man.
But
Uh, but like, have you brought this up to her?
oh yeah, because like I obviously am beneath everything. So like I went up
Mhm.
there and I was like, listen, like this stomping stuff, it's gotta stop.
Look, I don't know what y'all are doing up here. But somebody, we gotta stop this.
Like,
Oh,
but like the craziest thing is this is a 3-story house, and I'm on the furthest part of it.
wait, you're saying this is the furthest person, like,
Yes,
no.
yes,
Oh, I thought you were saying it was like the person in the middle.
no, but I mean so the person up top does have middle access. So
Okay.
like when they're in the kitchen and stuff like that, stomping around, and then like I hear them all the way upstairs from the basement.
Send tremors through your floor though when she gets closer.
Oh,
Jesus.
bro, I will say that I did like create an obstacle course on the stairs at one point, just so like that way she would stop stomping up and down the stairs.
You gotta kind of move around a little.
Yeah, like I
Like,
just like put random stuff, but like she like just leave trash everywhere, like never cleaned up after herself, like made the house smell like absolute crap when
Mm.
like she would cook, just burn stuff, like
Worse than
caught
J
stuff on
Drive.
fire several times.
Worse than J Drive.
Worse than J Drive.
Really?
Yes.
Oh wow.
And when I tell you that, like, so she got like rats in her room and stuff like that because she would leave.
Yeah.
Um,
How does this girl still live there?
that's the fun part of Halloween night. But so listen to this. So she would leave like boxes of dirty dishes for like weeks at a time in her room. Like dirty dishes, bro. Like not even
Yeah.
cleaning them out. Just nasty.
Ugh.
So anyways, my landlord basically got tired of her like breaking all the rules of the lease, like clean up after yourself, just common courtesy stuff that everyone
Yeah.
thinks about.
I mean, be hygienic. Be
Yeah,
a normal, decent human being.
exactly. So that's, and like there was no respect shown to my landlord. Like anytime my landlord would ask her to do something, she would act like my landlord was being like, she told her she was too bossy. And I was like, this is her house.
Yeah.
Like what do you mean being bossy? Like you signed a lease, that's a contract, and
Right.
then now you can't read it or something. Like, so anyways, my landlord got tired of it, and basically over the last, I guess, like 6 weeks or so has been on the like, hey, find a new place to live. And
Hmm.
then it finally went from find a new place to live to, hey, you have to the end of the month. So the end of the month was obviously yesterday, or I guess Halloween.
Yeah.
And what a way to end it. Full moon, Halloween,
Oh,
roommate has no respect for anybody, getting
please
kicked
tell me
out.
she had a rager.
So she did not have all of her stuff unpacked or packed up or out of the house yet. So we're
Mhm.
talking like maybe 9:30 at night. She comes back. Well, so I guess about 8 o'clock, 8 o'clock that night, she texts my landlord and said like she had like a fever and like sinus stuff. And like basically, I mean, everyone knows COVID is going around.
Right,
Could
right.
be a common cold, could be flu, could be sinuses, could be something else. But we're all having to deal with COVID. So
Yeah,
we never
we're gonna
really
say
know.
COVID.
Do it.
I said, so we're gonna say COVID.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
So my landlord's kind of elderly too, so she's kind of like on the like high risk of that if that's what it is. So she texts my landlord that. So obviously my landlord's like, yeah, like no, like don't come back in the house, like go get
Yeah.
tested for COVID before you infect me and the entire house, like you know what I
That,
mean? Like
did she text you back? So where you staying at? Question mark.
she literally told her like, hey, don't come back. And
Yeah, I would have. I would have said the same.
so guess who shows up at the house and guess who's not letting her in?
You know, also what I just thought about. I just thought, did she text her this or did she call
Text.
her? Imagine she would have been like, "Damn, that's crazy." So what you gonna do? I would have. Oh man, that would have. I would have died laughing if she would have
Oh
said
man. So anyways, my landlord told her like, hey, November 1st is tomorrow, like rent's due pretty much.
that. Mm,
And then so this my roommate calls the cops. So I'm just like, oh my God, here we go.
yeah.
Cops show up. And one thing that had forgotten about is like squatter law.
Yes.
So basically the cops played that role on my landlord, like, hey, like she has 30 days from actual eviction date
Mm-hmm.
to be able to have access. So my landlord said, all right, threw all of her stuff on the front porch and told her to just come get it. Like she was, so like the roommate was there. She like threw stuff outside last night for her to take, but the stuff that was left like um on Sunday morning, my landlord got up Sunday morning, grabbed all of her stuff, threw it out on the front porch, and like,
So the girl's not there anymore.
no.
Dang, that's crazy. Oh, go ahead.
No, that's all I got.
Yeah. Because I had some. So my family had something similar like that happen. So we have a home in Oklahoma, and it's about those squatter laws. So, so this was back when my uncle was alive, and I believe like he was like knew this guy some kind of way or something like this. But it was like basically like a local homeless guy. And he was kind of just helping him out, and I believe I got the story right. But he was letting him stay in the garage. It was not even like a nice garage. Just like it was my grandma's like old house, so it had like just this little tiny garage thing, and you just basically enough for like two cars. like the small one. So it's like just literally two cars. And there's like a fridge out there where there was ice cream when the kids played in the summertime. So like this dude didn't have much space at all for like anything really. And but we ran into those squatter laws too though, because so like when my uncle passed away, like the families out there, kind of just getting the house together and stuff, like seeing typical stuff people do. And then we come across this dude, like all of us are out there, dude, and we just come across this dude out there, like, and we were like, what? Who are you? Like, he's like, what? And he says like my uncle he says like my uncle's name and stuff, and he said I can stay here. Like, what's the problem? And we were telling him like, hey, you have to go. He was like, no, this is my house. We're like, no, this is not your house, dude. Like, you cannot stay here. And so then they ended up like calling the sheriff out and stuff like that. But that's what they said. They were like, according to squatter laws, you have to give somebody 30 days of notice that they have to like leave this property. And then after that 30 days, can the police intervene? So I was just like, I mean, me like on the outside looking in from that's kind of crazy because you can get over on some. I don't even know if they have to pay you in those 30 days.
They don't.
So it's just like
a free month of rent.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
And that's so crazy to me. Like I see like why they do it, I guess, for like the benefit of the person that's being put out to like have a chance, but at the same time, you're screwing
like
over.
30 days, you need a whole month. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't even know how we ended up not going down a tangent of squatters. Have you ever seen that about that dude that he got a house in was it Atlanta, like on the outskirts of Atlanta, Georgia, like one of the suburbs? It's like a $300,000 or $400,000 house that he got for $12 because of squatter laws.
No, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, it was on like this YouTube video I was watching. So it came down to like basically he had so this house got abandoned by these people. Long and short, they were they had a mortgage on the house. The mortgage was through a bank. So this bank folds and it's bought out by another bank, and that bank ends up folding as well. And so this what is it, like the city takes on the deed or something like that. Well, the deed on this house was only like $12 for the lot or something like that, like something crazy like this.
Ridiculous.
So this dude had just been staying in the house this whole time because he saw it was abandoned. And all these people in this neighborhood were mad that he was over there because they were like, we all pay like our hard-earned money to be over here. We don't just want somebody, just staying over here that's unsafe. We don't know who he is. All the typical stuff you can imagine being said.
Yeah.
So he goes and somehow acquires this deed because I guess he just looked at it, and they said that unless like someone came along and claimed the property, meaning that those businesses, banks started to flourish again to be able to possess the property, then it would just be like a forfeiture or something like that, and it would turn over to him who owned the deed. And I was just like, this dude is about to get this fat house but simply just sitting there. And they said, but in order for it to be like an inhabitants or something like that, it had to have like electricity. So he had all the connections and everything like set up. He was like, I'm just waiting for them to give me permission to do electricity. He was like, and that'll be the first thing. And then all the people were mad that like he didn't even have furniture in his house and stuff. They were like, he's
worrying about somebody else, always.
Yeah,
always
exactly. Like, he has a lawn chair in there, all this kind of stuff, and it's like, here he is, dude. Talk about a good break in life. Like you're like, but I think he had to wait like, I think he had to wait like 4 or 5 months to make sure that like the banks didn't come back to possess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's wild, man.
Can you imagine that? But that 5 months, so you're like, come on, man, you're counting down the days.
Yeah, but you're paranoid for every second of the day. Somebody's coming to claim this house.
Yeah, you're like, but can you imagine on that last day though? You're like, I just got to make it to midnight, and this house is mine. Oh boy, the excitement had to be going through him.
Yeah, he just sitting there looking at those $12, like I already know where this is going.
And I don't even know. I haven't even followed up on the story, but I don't even know like if he ended up like getting it or not though.
But that's still crazy. Like that, the whole squatter lot thing is just wild to me. Like, how does that even exist?
Yeah, we got so many like little crazy things like that. Side note though, because I just looked at that. I wanted you to tell me about the Kanye and Kim K thing you were trying to say to me the other day.
Oh, okay. So it was Kim K's birthday,
Okay.
and the birthday present that Kanye got her, she posted on her Twitter. For anybody that wants to watch it, but it's a hologram of her dad,
So who is her dad?
Robert Kardashian. He was OJ's attorney,
Lawyer, right?
lawyer, yeah, something like that. So
Yeah.
so that was that whole situation. Like that's where the
He's
Kardashians.
dead now.
Yeah, he's dead. He's been dead for a long time. Um,
Yeah. Why a hologram?
I don't know. So the hologram starts off. It's like, "Happy birthday, Kimberly! Like you're the most wonderful daughter to your 4 kids." Like all these kind of random things, and then it's like the best part of it is like towards the end, it's like, "And you married the most genius man, Kanye West."
Yeah, dude, his ego.
And it's just like, oh, I wonder who programmed this hologram.
Exactly. Exactly. Dude. Kanye, did you watch his Rogan interview?
No, I heard it's a big letdown though.
Yeah, he didn't get that crazy, bro.
Must have been on the meds that day.
He didn't get too far off on the tangent. Also, Joe Rogan didn't provoke him. Like he didn't like he did. A lot of people were upset at him for not really pushing the button on some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of just let Kanye like go off on like whatever route he wanted to take, and then he would just ask like the next question. Then Kanye would take that route. Like it's 3 hours of literally just Kanye talking.
That sounds
Like,
terrible.
yeah, but Kanye didn't seem to be bothered at all. Joe Rogan just every couple of words, and he wasn't too bothered. But it was so I wouldn't say it was a letdown. It was just everybody's looking for like that next crazy thing,
Mm-hmm.
and really he just repeated all the things he said in the past, which you know what I mean.
That's not gonna recreate a headline, like when you need a headline from Kanye and something he already said is already past that.
Yeah, and well, also too, you see he made it on the ballot for Tennessee.
Yeah, when I went to vote, like he was there, and I was like, wait, this is real? Like what?
Yeah, he was only on like five ballots, and then he fought to get on like 7 other states' ballots. But my thing was, I was like, why'd you fight so hard to just have what 13 states?
Yeah, 12, 13 states. But
yeah, like 12, 13, whatever it is. It's like
there's not enough electoral college votes out of 12 states to even get you.
Yeah, like what?
In here?
Dude, he got like Montana, Colorado, Arizona, Tennessee, and I'm just like, you need to shoot for like the big ones. Like this.
Look at California, Texas, Florida, Ohio.
Yeah, New York. Like these places. That's where you need to go for. Not just. I know he was big. It almost seems like he went like towards the heartland. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's just like.
I wonder if this is him trying to set up an actual campaign run for 2024.
No, you got to watch his Rogan thing. He talks about it as if he went full throttle on this. Like this was his quote unquote calling. He knew that God told him to run in 2020.
Bro, imagine if he wins all those states he ran in.
Oh my God.
Well, there's no way he wins Tennessee, but I mean, I don't see him winning a single state, but like, just imagine.
He win Montana because
there ain't nobody there.
Yeah, like it.
Like, life can't vote.
Yeah, I don't know. People really like. I take that back because people really like their governor.
In Montana.
Yeah, the governor of Montana. I don't know why I know this, but I randomly saw some video about this guy. He was campaigning for governor, and then they showed him like in this small town place, and everybody was just singing his praises, or it was something like that. Yeah, and I was just like, oh, okay. So, no. If anybody there, if he's not cool with the governor, then they're probably like, yeah, we're okay.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, that gift was just so random because it just like made no sense. It was like, this is such a Kanye move. Like
it is. It's. I think and I know people can be like spiritually enlightened and like
Mhm.
touched, but I feel like he just I don't think he's playing around. But at the same time, I don't know how serious he is, or like how much in reality, like how in touch with reality he is. I know he said he wasn't crazy on there. I'm also not on this bandwagon that Kanye is a genius.
No,
Okay,
he's
are you
very
are you in
creative.
it?
He's very creative.
Yes,
I think he's very intelligent. I mean, he has a niche that a lot of people don't have. But I would never be like Kanye West.
exactly, and
Never.
he has a work ethic, but I do not think Kanye is just some genius that like that's unparalleled, dude. Like nobody can. It's I don't. Nothing about him says that to me.
Yeah.
I guess maybe from like I guess an artistic standpoint. Well, okay, this is just me. Everybody doesn't have to agree with this, but I I don't personally just play a bunch of Kanye.
See, I like old Kanye. I like a lot of Kanye, honestly.
But I like Kanye, but there's also a lot of music I'm picking over Kanye.
Okay, fair.
You know what I'm saying? And it's
Yeah.
like now
Like,
maybe
yeah, I know what you mean.
maybe he influenced that music. Maybe he did. Sure, but I'm like I don't know if I can just call you like oh, this is gonna be terrible. Somebody's gonna kill me for this. But like, okay, like think of what is it like? Who's the famous, super famous artist?
Like, what? Like, just any artist? Like,
Yeah, like a painter. It's one that I'm
oh,
thinking of, but like
are we talking like I don't know nothing about painting or any of
me
that.
either. Okay, but you okay like an art. Okay, like nah, I don't want to say that because then people are like, what an idiot. No, don't. like okay, but I feel like there's for certain styles of like painting and art, people look for certain people and they're not choosing one over them.
Hmm.
If that makes sense. So I'm putting him in the same vein of artistry, and I'm thinking like I shouldn't be able to like. Oh dang, I was all the way up to the side. I shouldn't be able to like if I hear your music or I hear like your expression of art, I should favor yours. If you know what I mean, if you have
Hmm.
like this superiority, uh, it's like you can. I can see why somebody would say like somebody that's in like painting and artistry and even music is intelligent, but then I'm looking at other people and I'm just like, okay, yeah, but I hear their music though compared to Kanye's, and I'm kind of picking theirs over Kanye's. So like, who's the smarter one here? You know
Hmm.
what I mean?
Hmm.
Like it's like if he's that smart, but I like his music better, does that make him smarter? I don't know. I'm not big on that bandwagon of him just being a genius. I don't know where they're getting that from.
No.
Like, is it
I
supposed
don't
to be?
know the whole because everyone has different opinions about the Yeezys and stuff like that too. Like some people love the Yeezys and then people hate them. You know?
I've never even Oh, that's not true. I considered buying a pair one time because my ex girlfriend thought about getting a pair. Other than that, dude, I've never even thought about it. I've never even looked at that clothing line.
No
Not
clothing
ever
line,
once.
never.
Took me scroll, bro. But like once I saw, because you see it like always on Twitter, people popping up like, "Oh my gosh, this," and I'm like, "That's not even." Dude, he's basically selling you like Walmart ripped up clothes
Hmm.
with his name on it. I don't care what type of quality he's telling you that it is. I don't want that on me. you know,
Yeah.
it's just, it's not. I don't know. Maybe I'm just not fashionable, but that's not fashion to me to pay $200 for a holy t-shirt.
No. Oh, no, that's the thing with the Yeezys. Like, I do like some of the
Yeah,
colorways on certain Yeezys, but like a lot of them look like crap.
yeah. Well, like that's what I'm saying. Like, at least, okay, if you're gonna make it look good as well, don't try to make it look as bad as possible, and
Hmm.
then be like, it looks good. It's so bad that it's good.
Hmm.
No, it's so bad that it's bad.
And then they sell out. They sell out in 30 seconds,
Oh my gosh, yeah,
and then you have to go buy them off a resale site like Goat or StockX or one of those, and you pay 12 times the price, which is already so high.
yeah. Who is that? Was that Kuzman that got that deal? Was it with StockX or was it
Yeah,
was it
Kyle
good?
Kuzma. Yeah, that was probably, in my opinion, probably the greatest shoe deal of all time. Because
That's
you
how I know about it. It was from you.
bro, you got so many options. You can wear whatever shoe you want, any game. You're playing, Carmelo Anthony, and you can wear his Mellows and say, "I just did that." You go play
Well,
D
so,
Rose.
because like it's like people like they design the shoes too, right?
Yeah,
Like people can.
yeah. Well, and like with his is like he's not limited on a brand. Like he can wear throwback sneakers. He can wear new sneakers. He can wear Adidas, Nike, Jordan,
Yeah.
Under Armour, now Puma. He can do anything. Like he can do whatever. But he only did that deal for 1 year, and then I don't know who he just signed with, but he just signed with somebody like exclusively. I want to say it might be like Puma or like New Balance. It's somebody like off like that. It just makes no sense.
I would probably go back if I was him. If I was like in the sneakers like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, which I would probably imagine he is if he signed a deal like that to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, dude, or I guess if he's not, dude, I'm taking that whole year to just rack up.
Every sneaker.
Yeah.
Hey, I might wear these for the game, but I might not. You want to send me
I'm
a
like,
pic?
nah, let's just tuck these to the side. Like,
Let me
I
try
mean,
them
I'm
on,
just
and I'll wear them to the game. I wore them
yeah,
to the game, but I didn't wear them in the game.
like I'm getting all types of sneakers just because, bro. Like, I mean, that's an incredible deal. Like when you really think about that, it's
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, what sneakers now cost 150, $200 a
At
pop.
least. Yeah, I mean,
Right.
and the ones that they're wearing, they're trying to wear like the ultimate throwbacks, like these Jordans and
Exactly.
stuff that are
Yeah, you're talking
so
four,
expensive.
500. Like, man, yeah. Dang. All right. What else do we want to kind of chat about, bro?
Dude, something I thought about, I saw a commercial for it, and it's really disgusting, but I need to have your take on it. So we all know McDonald's does the McRib,
Mm-hmm.
and everyone seems to lose their mind when they do it. Like, I don't understand why it's so popular. And
Oh, like when they eat the McRib? Yeah. Okay.
yeah, like when they bring it back, because it's only on the menu like certain times. It hasn't been nationally since 2012, and McDonald's announced on December 2nd they're going to make it national again for the first time since 2012. But like I know in Tennessee we've had it, and like I've seen it, but like the lines are ridiculous when the McRib is back. I just don't understand who enjoys that.
Yeah, I don't know. Sorry, I had a big boy yawn right there. Me personally, um, I'm almost disgusted at the thought of McDonald's. Just because dude, I've tried to eat it here recently, like earlier this year, and it just tastes like a big old grease ball. Like there's no flavor profile to it. So I cannot understand the McRib. I don't even know if I've ever eaten a McRib, to be
I
honest.
haven't.
So yeah, like I don't get all the hype. But that's people like stuff that's hyped up. That's what that is.
Like
And
that Travis Scott meal they did, it literally was just a double quarter pounder. They added bacon and like onions or something like that.
yeah,
Or
but
bacon and barbecue sauce or something like
it
that.
didn't even work too if you said Cactus Jack sent me.
Yeah, and all the workers are like, "What?"
Yeah, they're like, who? They're like, can I just get the Travis Scott burger?
Bro,
It's
I would hate to be a McDonald's worker during all that.
oh my gosh.
All those stupid little kids. It's lit.
You know those little 12 and 13-year-olds just thinking it's funny to come through there.
Yeah.
15-year-olds. Oh, dude, I'm just getting frustrated just thinking about it because I know that was a pain. You
Facts.
know it was an absolute pain.
Yeah.
No, but just kind of going back to just McDonald's as a whole, like I, I feel like, dude, I don't know because it was I was a kid or I just ate terrible, but McDonald's used to taste super good.
I agree. I had it as a kid a lot, and like it's definitely
Yeah,
not the
like
same. It's definitely not the same.
it used to be so good, bro, and then now it's like it's I don't intend to even be that way, but I'm like I no, do not take me to McDonald's. Whatever we can go anywhere else but McDonald's.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't know what it is. Their fries are still pretty good. Just their burgers is just like
Yeah.
it's not there.
It's not there. They lost something.
Yeah.
They did something in the mix here, and they lost some flavor. That's for sure.
Hey, okay, bro. You know something that I didn't think about. But we just thought about this because I just thought about this because you said like kids and tasting earlier. What is that? Tricks are for kids. Do you still see the shapes and stuff?
No.
I don't either, bro. And then, somebody said that the other day, and they're like, "What if it was like really for kids?" And so it's like only kids can see like the shapes. And I was like, "No,
Bro, what? I,
dude." You have you ever seen this?
no, I'm not.
Okay, so they only say like the tricks. Only the kids can see the shapes of the tricks. Once you become an adult, you cannot see it. It's just shapes. It's just like circular things to you.
No,
Like
or
you
did
ever
we
see
just like did our brain develop to understand like, hey, that's a circle, or like,
That's
like
what I'm
this is
saying.
real?
Like I don't know. And I was like, I remember those having shapes, like there
Yeah,
being like a marshmallow rainbow and stuff like that, like a little star. But they don't have that. They're just circles.
huh? Maybe they
And
just made.
they're saying like you're too old.
I don't know.
Dude, I'm telling you, look at it next time. Next time you go by, just kind of like when you're in the store, just kind of just look at it, and like you'll see it on the box. I don't know how you can open a package. Try to buy a random package. See if you can see any shapes. But then ask a little kid. Like I don't know what it is. It freaked me out though, because I was like, I know there used to be shapes. I know there was there. They were there. They were there. Sound like a
Definitely.
bad man.
Bro, that's so funny. I just want to bring this up since obviously, both have a pretty decent background in baseball. You
Oh
playing,
yeah.
me working in baseball. Obviously, World Series happened, ended last week or so. And you see where Justin Turner for the Dodgers got pulled out of Game 6 because he had a positive COVID test. But then he was like, "Yeah, f this. I'm going to celebrate with my team and my family," and was like out on the field celebrating and everything after being pulled off the game. Everyone's giving him a hard time. And, the biggest thing for me is like, one, he was already around them in the dugout, probably in the locker room, all those things before getting those results. So like, yes, I get it. Like it's something we don't really understand and not really sure. But can you blame this guy for winning a World Series and then going and wanting to celebrate the World Series?
No. So also, I was gonna say you're gonna be so disappointed in me because I barely watched the World Series this year, and
Yeah,
that's only because I had to work so much, and so it kept being at times that I was at work and like we had a TV up, but like I couldn't really see it, if that makes sense.
yeah. I mean, that's how I was. I was in Vegas for part of it too, so that didn't really help.
Yeah. But dude, absolutely not. Okay, I don't care how many times you win a championship, you're winning a championship. You know what I mean? Whatever the level is, you are gonna want to celebrate with the guys that you got there with your family that helped get you there.
Hmm.
Like, you know what I mean? And we don't fully understand the science on COVID right now. They're getting better every day, but they don't have the full grasp.
Hmm.
So it's like this guy was a huge contributor to a World Series. He doesn't know how many of those guys he's going to be able to see next year again. Be the
Especially
next
being a free agent. He's gonna be a free agent this year too. And he
Yeah.
bounced around from team to team as like you might not make this team, you might be here, you might be here, and then ended up in LA and became what he is right now.
Yeah. And it's like, man, I don't blame him at all.
Me
No,
neither.
I think it's phenomenal. I shouldn't say phenomenal because somebody's gonna be like, you're so insensitive. He could have infected so many other people. But like you said, dude, he was probably already in the dugout. Obviously, if he was on the field, he had clubhouse access. They
Hmm.
didn't lock him out.
Hmm.
So like, we all know you can't get in there unless you are supposed to be in there.
And
They're not.
he played part of the game. Like he was
Oh, they
already.
put him out during the game.
Yeah.
Okay, see, dude, I didn't see this. I didn't see any of it. I
He got
didn't
pulled.
see
He got
any
pulled
of
like
it.
sixth inning or something like that. And it's just like, bro, he was already there. Like he's
Oh
already.
yeah, he already. Dude, what are they mad about? This is silly. This is people just want to be mad. Then
Yeah.
I'm gonna get away from my whole explanation. No, dude, like, there's nothing to be mad about.
No.
He played the game. They're fine. He has enough money to make sure everybody is fine. Like, they have enough money to make sure everybody's fine.
And Magic Johnson owns the team there. Let's go ahead and discuss.
Oh yeah,
We
yeah.
got
The
enough money.
guy
We got enough money to make sure everybody survive everything.
Look, I'm starting to lean more and more towards these other people that think Magic doesn't have AIDS anymore. I'm starting to get on that bandwagon, man, because he's getting pretty old,
Yeah.
and
You know what?
he looks pretty healthy. I know it's it's an autoimmune disease.
Mhm.
Looks like he's got it pretty under control. Like, I don't know I don't know that, like, the whole protocol for all that stuff and like what they do, the steps, but he must be very religious about it. Like he doesn't miss a treatment. I know
Mhm.
that. Uh, do you know? It wouldn't surprise me if he's had like what's that, like that blood rejuvenation, where like they drain old blood and refill you with new,
Hmm.
and like I wouldn't be surprised if he does something like that, like like every like little while.
Has to.
Yeah, I mean he's that. Well, that's a whole nother tangent we can go down.
Yeah. I mean, dude, he's winning all these championships, being like in ownership with like the Lakers, and he owns the WNBA team, I believe, there as well in LA. Was that the Sparks or something like that? I don't really know.
Is it really?
But and the Dodgers. So I mean, he has all those. Like
You wanna dive down this hole of the WNBA?
we can try.
I hate the WNBA. I do not enjoy what. Okay, I shouldn't say I hate because the women are fantastic. I do not like watching the WNBA whatsoever.
So I think biggest thing on that is I don't think there's enough money into it. Basically, like you hear about all these
There's
stories
too
about
much money into it.
but
Too much.
you hear about all for what it is right now. I agree, but I think it could be better. Like I think it could actually be enjoyable.
How?
So I think just like I don't want this to come across the wrong way because I don't think that it's like a lesser game because it's the same game of basketball. But I
Right.
think how minor league baseball as compared to major league baseball, what is minor league baseball? It's not about the game. It's about going to minor league baseball game, hanging out with your friends, everything else that's going
They
around.
say that they're not minor league to anybody. They are the upper echelon of.
But that's why they get paid more in Europe to go play basketball. Then they spend their off season playing professional in Europe and make more money than a whole WNBA season. That's what like doesn't.
I never knew that. Well, because what they just brought the salary up to 100,000 or something like that.
I don't know. I don't keep up with it just because.
Yeah, it was something like that. Here's my thing. They say they don't get paid enough here, but I don't know if they realize that you're paid by fan attendance and jersey sales and concessions. This whole thing.
They have none of that.
If nobody's there, then you don't get it. You know what I mean? It's like, hello. Money doesn't just appear just because. Hey, you can dribble a ball really, really good. Hey, here's $100,000. No, that's not how that comes about. Here's why I hate the WNBA, or why I hate watching it. And well, my friend kind of corrected me the other day. He's a basketball coach. He said, if you really want to learn the game, he said, watch the WNBA. He said it's a lot slower pace. You can see the plays play out. You can see things kind of go through the flow. Do play calling. He said, but with better athletes. I said, okay, I see that. But here's my thing. I watch sports for entertainment. I don't care if it's male or female. And my example of this is, dude, if you made somehow can make like a soccer match to where you couldn't tell who the gender was. You just made just these figures. But the game was played, you would know a good team versus a bad team, whether they were male or female.
Mm-hmm.
Male and female teams can compete against each other and have a hell of a game that you would want to watch. A tennis match, again, if you could somehow remove what they looked like and you just had just a figure there doing the same exact actions, oh my gosh, dude, like you would still see the same type of talent level. You'd be like, okay, that's the better player and that's the better player.
Mm-hmm.
All right, there's a reason why baseball and softball are not in the same realm. So why won't they do the same to the WNBA and the NBA? You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, accept that, hey, you say in this category, I am not the best of the best, but I can be second best. There's nothing wrong with being second best.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're still above, well, you're still in the 1% of people that never made it to being a professional athlete.
Mm-hmm.
But don't think you should be given something that you haven't earned, or think you are the best of the best, or think you can play in the NBA. Like, I'm so tired of hearing those WNBA players saying, I can easily play in the NBA. Easily? You're struggling in the WNBA. I can show up today and do a workout with the WNBA.
Barely anybody is 6'4" in the WNBA. That's a point guard in the NBA.
Like, yeah.
And
like,
a fast point guard, too.
Yeah. Like, what are you talking about, bro? Like you could easily. What is that? Who is that girl? Brittany
Brittany
Griner.
Griner, when she said that she could play against DeMarcus Cousins, you remember that?
Yeah, it's like okay. Uh, this dude terrorizes grown men. Like not just plays hard to get, terrorizes them, dude. They make plays, defensive plays to stop him. And you're telling me the person that is getting, not, I shouldn't say dunked up, but like, just getting done up, play in, play out, you're just all of a sudden just gonna like really amp it up for DeMarcus Cousins.
Yeah.
Like what this guy has 4 inches on you. You're 6'8". He's 7 foot, 7'1".
He's probably 6'11", 7 foot, somewhere in there. But
Right.
he also probably weighs at least 100 pounds more, if not 150.
Oh yeah, dude. Because he got up to like 300 at one point.
Yeah, you big boy.
Like it's like, come on, man. Like at some point you gotta like be realistic and just look at it for what is presented to you. Okay, 15,000 people attend our games at best.
That's a stretch, but yeah.
Just being fair, but like, okay,
Yeah.
Trying to hypothetically, 15,000 attend our games, but those guys are getting 45,000 at games. They brought in more money than us, but I should be paid the same as them.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't even make sense. Like when you just say it out to yourself, it doesn't even like. And I don't know. You may know about this. I've heard people say that like the NBA teams are who funds the WNBA team.
Yeah, so that's what I was talking about earlier. Like they basically, like I don't know how they fund it or like because obviously there's not that many WNBA teams. And
I think it's like a partnership. I don't know if it's the same owners, but they're in partners with that team. So like
so if they're the same city, like Phoenix, like LA, like those type of things, like Atlanta, those type of things.
Like you know how in high school, how like for instance, like if the football team receives like a donor, then they get to take like a 60% cut, and then they spread it across the other sports.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I'm thinking of it in my head. I don't know if that's how it is, but that's how I would imagine.
Yeah, that's what it seems like. But I've seen like a lot of players do like donations and like teams do donations and stuff like that just to, I guess, give some like supplemental income to the league. But I have no idea. I probably will never watch WNBA again. I did watch it a couple weeks ago. I was a degenerate gambler and I bet way too much money on a WNBA game because there was nothing else to do. And when I tell you, it was the beginning of the WNBA playoffs. I picked the team with Diana Taurasi and
I have no idea who these people are, so you can just say.
So she played at UConn and like super good. Like their team is stacked. They have Skylar Diggins played at Notre Dame. Like just
I know who that is because a lot of people think she's attractive.
Yes, but like basically like they have like an all-star team. They shouldn't have lost a playoff game, right? Yeah. So like I pick them to win, and then I pick the over total points scored in the game. Pick the over. I put like $300 on it on a WNBA game on like a Tuesday night. Like I was
how much could you have won now?
If it hit, I won 700.
Okay.
So
it's kind of worth the risk in a way.
Kinda. It's just full degenerate mode, but whatever. Game goes on. They should have won. They're losing by double digits at halftime. So I'm sweating bullets.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, $300 about to just be wasted on a WNBA game. I could have bought season tickets for this. But like, all right, it goes second half, third quarter, still down, big. Fourth quarter, they make a run. I'm like, okay, we're getting there. I'm nervous. Like I can't even sit down. This game comes down to a last second shot, and the team that I bet on hit the game-winning buzzer beater to win the game.
So you did win?
So I did win.
Okay.
But I was just like, I will never watch another WNBA game or bet another WNBA game ever again. This is the worst experience of my life.
It doesn't keep my attention. That's the only thing. And it's not even that. That's just how I know it's bad because, dude, I don't really watch soccer, but like, let's say if somebody like turns on like the women's soccer match.
Yeah, dude.
Actually, like it'll like engage me.
Mm-hmm.
But like, it's just something about, I don't know what it is, dude. Just the WNBA itself. I cannot get into it. And I feel like, okay, I'm gonna stop while I'm ahead. Because you know how like I feel like I'm that guy saying, no, I love women. No, I love women. I watch this women's sport and that one. But like, no, there's just so many. I'm a huge like sports fan, dude. I love watching sports. Like, it doesn't matter what it is, even if I don't understand it. Like I've seen just some random stuff, like on YouTube, some random recommendation of a sport I've never heard of, but I'll try to look up really fast what it is as the video is playing, because like I just love sports, and that's just one sport I cannot get into. It's just, and I wish there wasn't such a push that's going on right now, because then I feel like then at this point they're just kind of going to just give handouts. If like it's like, what are you telling people like? As far as like women go, I don't know. I can't speak for women, but like if you look like at like a women's empowerment movement, they basically want to say they want what's given to them, their right. Okay, so like, is it really your right to receive revenue that you never generated?
Yeah. It's like handouts. Like it's like nobody like
Yeah, it's
gender, race, no matter what it is. Like nobody does.
yeah. You know what I mean? It's like that's not really fair. That's not how that works. You take this is a business, and so you get a percentage of the business based off of performance and this, that, and that, and we take a percentage based off of our role and blah 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 blah. And it's like you're asking for more, but you're not giving more. I want to see a woman dunk consistently, not just that little like little one hand little oopty thing. Like I want to see somebody cock back like MVP Derrick Rose. You know what I'm saying? Like I want you to fly through the air. Yeah, like I want to see some elevation. I want to see some hard playing games. I want to see better handles. Like I'm so tired of women losing the ball at half court just off of some sloppy hands. Like pull it together, do some more drills. Somebody hit up Steph Curry. Like, hey, yo, like show me what you're doing with this tennis ball. I need to figure this out. Like, you know what I mean? It's give the consumer what they want, so they will now. Hey, oh yeah, I'll buy that jersey. She showed out last year in the playoffs. I want that jersey. You know what that means? That's more money in your pocket. There's a reason people go buy LeBron James's jersey. He didn't just show up. Like, you know what I mean? He gave the consumers what they wanted.
No, that's bad.
And in return, but that's just my little.
Speaking of LeBron, did you see where Danny Green said that if the NBA decided to start the season in December, that they can expect LeBron to sit out the whole first month?
Oh yeah. I saw that. I think that's fair too.
Absolutely. I saw they're really pushing like an MLK Day start, which I think is dope. I think that'd be because MLK Day for NBA is normally like an all day event. So it's
that's January 15th, isn't it?
Somewhere around there, yeah.
Yeah, because I think it's like right after my birthday. I'm pretty sure it's like 15th or 19th. This is like President's Day is right around there too, something like that.
Yeah.
I like that better than Christmas, even though I know everybody wants to see basketball on Christmas and blah blah blah. This was a weird year, man. I feel like if we try to let people, if we try to let like people, if we try to push the players to do that, we'll see too many injuries.
Absolutely.
Like, football, what they have 9 ACL tears the first week. Like, I mean, I know they didn't start earlier, but it's like when you try to force stuff to happen, something always goes wrong.
These aren't average human beings. Like these are extraordinary athletes. Like good or bad at the sport, like they are still better than
your 1% of people with movement of the body.
Yeah.
They move their bodies in a very unique way that most people cannot do. And they just hand-eye coordination is 1% of people. Like it's only found amongst them. And like you should prize those people because I mean they deserve it. They are something special. And I would hate to see another. I think we had a good playoff series. Like there was some good basketball that was played.
Very good basketball. That bubble was a great idea.
Yeah, And I think I do not want them to like jeopardize that just to try to, get people more basketball.
Mhm.
I don't mind waiting. If I'm getting that type of basketball again,
Mhm.
like, dude, I'll wait out a month.
So I just saw MLK Day is January 20th. So
Hmm.
like you take January 20th. Yeah, for me, like you said, like a lot of people want to see Christmas or basketball on Christmas. Like I'm one of those people. Like that's how I spend my Christmas Day. It's that first game to that
Uh,
last West Coast game, and I watch every game on Christmas. I love it, but like I get it. Like I would rather see better basketball than it's a quality over quantity type of thing at that point.
exactly,
Like
exactly.
cut the season short, 20 games or so, 25 games, whatever it may be. Play a shortened season so that way we can get a decent early summer, maybe even a late summer ending, and then we can get back to regular next season. Like
Exactly, exactly. Like we don't have to play another full like 82 games.
yeah,
Like you said, 65 games. That'd be nice. Let's get to the playoffs, end in time, and then we can be right back rolling and start up right on time. I think because most of those guys kind of play year round anyway,
mhm.
but they don't play like as hard
No.
in the
We
summer.
see all those off-season videos of them at the LA Fitness, and there's literally 80 NBA players in there, and then like J. Cole and Drake for some reason.
Yeah, exactly. Like
So,
it's
yeah.
just we're just working on stuff, like to just stay in shape.
Mhm.
Like they're not going balls to the wall, but like when you say that there's a season, those guys have to play hard, contractually have to play hard. I mean, unless you're James Harden, then you can just play offense hard. But
Or J.R. Smith, who just does whatever he
oh
wants.
my gosh, okay, how'd you feel about that? Getting Jr. on there,
Man, I just felt like LeBron takes care of his people.
man. Like,
He really does. Like, I want to go ahead and say now, like, I think LeBron is one of the most loyal players to his people.
dude, they showed a video of the guys that when his first interview coming into the league,
Mm-hmm.
they showed he still has a lot of those same guys that he brought on stage with him still around him.
Mm-hmm.
But he brought like his whole like basketball team on stage with him then. And a lot of those guys are still around. Dude, that was what, 17, 18 years ago? And it's just like, and he made some of those people around him better.
Mm-hmm.
Like, in he pushed up their life. And it's like, dude, I've said this numerous times. If anybody ever needed a role model to look up to, LeBron James. Now, I don't agree with all his politics and all the stuff that he kind of like gets into and says, but I'm glad that he speaks up and he at least tries to articulate his side.
Mm-hmm.
I can respect that.
He at least voices his opinion, which
Exactly.
exactly.
Like, hey, at least you're involved in it and you're trying to say, hey, this is why I went this way. And then, but the guy, I mean, a stand-up family man, like marries his high school sweetheart. On top of that, and then is arguably the greatest player of all time. Fantastic businessman, and then starts a school. Like, what else do you want your kid to grow up to be like?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you have to like put together. Also, on top of that, let's not forget he's a decent-looking guy, and he's what 6'9", 6'8.5".
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? It's just like if you had to build a character's body,
Bro, he's a creative player on 2K.
LeBron James.
You go
Like,
to 2K, you're creating that exact same frame.
exactly. Like, I'm just like, what he got a little bit of everything, like
Mm-hmm.
charisma, a people person, a caring person. Like,
But also, like, think about that. Like, drafted in a league at like 18 years old and thrown to the fire like that.
yeah,
Not only was that like that's gonna break a lot of people, but he also look where he came from, single mother household, like
he was poor, and
very
all of a
poor.
sudden, overnight, he had $1 million.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh wait, what? I got $1 million.
Yeah,
Like, we've
I
seen
had a couple of them, couple million.
yeah, like, dude, that they don't commend him enough for what he did do. I know they criticize. Well, some people criticize like his on the court stuff. Dude, your mental takes part in how you play on the court,
Mm-hmm.
and he did something good enough to where he took care of his mental and his physical to keep delivering. What, year 17, dude, wins a chip, Finals MVP. Like, that's huge.
Yeah.
It's just Did you see
And
what
he's
they?
not done. And he's not done yet
No. You see what they said? He spent like he spends like close to like $2 million
on his
a
body.
year on his body.
Yeah.
Yes, dude. And
Every
I'm just
day.
like, man, if I had the money, I would too. Oh, well, you got anything else you want to say about LeBron?
I was gonna say this. I think he's a great example. Like I can't say like he's like again like he is like you said perfect role model, done everything basically right. I would say like a lot of people give him the knock for not being like as much of a score. I guess I mean obviously he's a scoring threat because it's LeBron James and he's 6'9", like 280. But everyone like wants to compare him to Jordan and Kobe, who only like shot the ball. Like LeBron does everything.
Everything,
He
dude.
tries to get his teammates involved, which sometimes there's not the time. Sometimes it's hey, it's LeBron time. Let's do it.
Yeah,
And he doesn't
take
do it,
over.
but it is what it is. But I mean, at the end of the day, like everything he's done, like there's a phrase that first million is the easiest.
Uh-huh.
Could it have been that?
What you're saying, like, was that
So,
his?
so he got that like you said, 18 years old, drafted. Then
Mhm.
he's a millionaire overnight from nothing.
Yeah,
From nothing to a
you're
millionaire.
one of the richest people in the country.
Yeah. And then not only does he do well, was a rookie year, he went and played in the play. He took the Cavaliers, who were the worst team in the NBA because they got the first pick, and took them to the playoffs.
And then,
One,
3 years later, they go to the finals.
yes. But and
Right.
then like yes, it's a finals loss, but he played Greg Popovich in the Spurs. Are you kidding me? Come
One
on.
of the greatest coaches, one of the greatest coaching minds to ever exist.
And one of the greatest rosters: Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, Tony Parker.
People sleep on that, dude. People sleep on that so much.
Even when that Spurs team beat him when he was at the Heat, it's the same thing.
Those are Hall of Famers that he played right there, bro.
Absolutely.
Two Hall of Famers.
But he also took that money that he made, and like you said, the school, like everything that he does to give back to the communities, and then also like all of his boys from high school, pockets ain't empty.
Exactly. Like he puts them in position to do things.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not like he's just giving them handouts. He's giving them something to do.
Opportunities, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, dude, you cannot. I don't care if this dude lost. I mean, I would care if he lost every final from here on to now. But like, I would say, okay. I saw this guy put this a great way the other day. He said, "Would you rather go to the finals 6 times and win all 6, or go to the finals for over half your career and have a chance at winning all of them?"
Mm-hmm.
And it's like he said you would be stupid if you said that you would just go to 6 and win all 6 and be done.
That's settling.
Yeah, he's like nobody ever plays just to only play in a certain amount. He said you want to win them all, dude. It's insane that he's been to 10 finals in 17 years. He's been like, just take that in, bro. Yeah. Over half of his time in the NBA has been spent in the finals.
And look at those rosters he's played with. Not only the ones that he went to the finals with, but the ones he didn't. Like, yeah,
like,
that's the way to make it.
Yeah, like think about this. At the beginning of your career, let's say if there was a way for you coming out 18 years old and somebody tells you, hey man, decide right now, which path you want to take? Like you would be like, but I feel like most people are gonna lean towards, yeah, let me play out for 10 finals and let's see what happens. Let's see if we can make something happen.
Yeah.
Like, you know what man, dude, I hate that people they take like what they feel about him on the court and they put it into real life. And I'm like, okay, I can see you can question stuff on the court, but don't question anything that dude does off the court. Like, this is a guy. Now I'm about to get into about to put my cape on for LeBron. I mean, just look at how he raises like his kids, bro. He never had a father.
We all know Bronny got his ass whipped.
But yeah, oh man, dude, I was loving all those videos about that when they were like.
We all know J.R. Smith gave it to him.
Dude, I was cracking up. But like, okay, my thing is this guy never had a father figure to show him like what it is like to be a man, how to raise your kids, how to blah blah blah. He had people around him that were mentors, and he picked it up along the way. And now he's being the best father he can be. And it seems as if he's raising some healthy children. You know what I mean? Like, it seems as if they have a truly loving relationship, bro. Not it's not it doesn't look like it's put on for TV, like it's for show. It seems like he genuinely like puts himself into his kids. And I
Yeah.
don't know if every guy does that.
No,
You know what I mean? It's
I
like
don't think they do. And I would compare like you just said, it's not like a show for TV. It's not like the Ball family. I feel like
I think he really
LaMelo
loves.
hates his daddy.
You think he does?
Oh yeah,
Nah, dude. I think okay, I can see, but I think their dad really loves them though.
yeah. I think so. I think
I
he
think
does.
only reason why because I know because you got to think his dad's looking at it from I blew my shot, and all he did was he lived off of hype of his. He made his boys hype up like so much to where people had to see what they were talking about.
Mhm.
Dude, I wish I had a dad like that.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
they made it. Lonzo made it to the league off of hype. I mean, his performance was good enough to get there. He performed in workouts,
That
but let's be real.
shot, though. That broke jump shot was terrible. But yes, he
But
has a great basketball IQ though.
yes, well, bro, think about it, too. They tried to make him into something that he wasn't when he was in LA. They
Mhm.
didn't want him to take shots. They wanted him to be a pass, give it up guy in defense, and a couple of points. And that's what he turned into. Dude, if you go back and look at him in high school, that same though high school is not the same as college, it still takes confidence to do that.
Mhm.
College level, it still takes confidence. He was averaging what, 22, 5 and 5 or something like that. I
At
don't know.
UCLA.
Yeah, like it's something like that though. It's like they didn't a guy doesn't just go from that over his whole life to giving you 5 points just randomly. That doesn't happen, dude.
Mhm.
Like the guy he got put into like a system and it didn't work for him. And LeVar kept trying to say that like he's like just let my boy run, just let him go. But that's not the NBA though, bro. That's
Mhm.
not how that works. They're not just gonna just let your guy run the show. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
but what happens if LaMelo goes to the Warriors?
Oh, it's gonna get nasty. Well, just look, they got to play the Pelicans. I think the Pelicans are gonna be something serious.
I think
They
I think they could
did
be
good last year, bro. For giving for what they had.
very young team minus
They,
like JJ Redick, like very young team.
man, JJ's not on there.
JJ Redick?
Yeah,
Yeah, this was the first year he didn't make the playoffs in his whole like I guess like he had
man. I
like
think
three.
is he not retired?
No,
I
bro.
watch his podcast sometimes.
He had made the playoffs like every single year for however long, and he made the joke with Zion that like, hey, this better not be the year I don't make the playoffs, and then they did make the playoffs. So like,
Wow, he really. Do you know where he's from?
I don't really want to know probably.
No, Cookeville, Tennessee.
Huh.
That's ugly. That's super ugly. I never thought that they ever had anybody good come out of that. That's crazy.
And played at Duke. Well, that's
Yeah,
what the Pelicans are like Duke Junior.
yeah, that's
Oh,
exactly.
I guess Duke would be like the high school or like the college, and the next level is literally the Pelicans
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
like they have so many Duke guys on
I
that team.
hated him on Philly's team because I just feel like he just didn't give us his best. But anyway,
How'd you feel about
he
Jimmy
also,
Butler in Philly though?
you said what?
How'd you feel about Jimmy Butler in Philly though?
I liked it. I didn't like. I wish we would have got rid of Ben Simmons though. I think Jimmy Butler and Embiid are
Mhm.
really good. Some of my friends back home, like we have like a little group message when we talk about that. They say that I'm silly for that. They say Ben Simmons works hard, and I should want to get rid of Embiid. But the thing is, Embiid may be lazy, but he performs. Sure, he's spotty.
Well, he's massive. Like,
Yeah, but you know what I mean? Like, you got to kind of pull it out of him. But when, like, he
Mhm.
gets going, he gets going. Ben Simmons, dude, that you got to shoot, bro. You got to shoot.
Mhm.
Develop a mid-range or something. Like, a better mid-range. DeMar DeRozan is a prime example. But he can't shoot a three at all. But mid-range, crazy. Driving to the bucket, crazy. Defense, hyping his team up, being a leader, he's on it. But it's like Ben Simmons. I mean, he's gotten a decent. I know somebody's gonna be here like he actually does have a mid range. Have you seen his percentage? Blah 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 blah. But like, it's decent, but it's not like it's not enough to counter him not shooting threes or like it's just I don't know. I don't want Ben Simmons there, but I also just going back to JJ. I he was supposed to be like kind of like a veteran guy coming off the bench, and I think he started for part of it.
Mhm.
But I didn't really like his time there. I really thought he was out of the league based off his podcast. Uh,
He's just
he's
going.
got a lot of free time.
I was gonna say he does right now because no, I mean a lot of these NBA teams haven't played since like March. Like those people, like the Pelicans got lucky because the league was like trying to get Zion in the playoffs and that did not work.
Uh-huh.
But like everyone else has been done since the season got shut down. Like
Dude,
that's so much free time.
right. Well, see, also speaking of the, well, I guess kind of going back to the Pelicans, I want Zion to like do well.
Yeah,
That's why I kind of want like the Pelicans to do well, like with Lonzo. Like I want them, or is that even possible? Are they in the western part of the Western Conference?
they're in the
Are
West.
they kind of like they're like lined up with like LA? Because I was gonna say I would love to see them like in like the conference finals.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, they're in the Western
I think
Conference. So I mean, they're going to play them. If they play in the playoffs, they could, depending on
Oh,
seeding.
yeah. I was gonna say NBA just goes off of seeding though, huh? It doesn't go off of like East or West or anything. Okay, yeah, yeah,
It's East or West, but it's 1 through 8 on each side.
right. You know how like for instance, like in football, you know how you have like well, like the AFC East, you can be on top, but you can be
Mhm.
third, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, I know
Um,
what you're saying.
yeah, I really want Zion to do well, and I think the Pelicans can really have something special out there if they just kind of like if they can bring it all in together. Because they got what Brandon Ingram, Lonzo Ball, and Zion, and what R.J. Hart is he out there too?
Uh,
Is
uh,
is it Rodney Hood?
Rodney Hood's not there. I think Hood's in Portland.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Josh Hart is here thinking about. Yeah, he was a young Laker that
Yeah,
got traded. They got a really young team, but I mean, they
yeah.
do play a tough division though. Houston, Dallas, Memphis, and San Antonio. That's their division, and they finished last in their division.
Well, they can beat Houston. I mean, no. They, I mean, yeah, I think they could beat Houston. But San Antonio, yeah, that's a win. Or
Memphis,
just
Memphis, Memphis is on the rise.
man, people are always saying that because
Yeah,
they
Tom Moran ain't nothing to play with.
I mean, that's because they get these little spurts. John Morant, I mean, okay, I'm a huge fan of him. I can't even lie. I like him.
Very nice.
But as far as like on a team basis, I'm taking the Pelicans over San Antonio. I think they give Houston a great run. I think Dallas is becoming a better coached team.
Dallas is one piece away from being a championship team.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I don't know how to word that, but like that,
Yeah.
yeah, like
The thing that hurt Dallas against the Clippers was Porzingis being out for majority of that. He got hurt. So, although one game he got ejected, which he shouldn't have got ejected, and then then there was a couple games he was hurt, and I mean Dallas still took him to what 6 or 7. So
yeah. First of all, well, just to kind of go back to Houston, I want Russ out of Houston. I don't like that for him, bro. Because I know he's not gonna elevate there.
he
Not
does it on
gonna,
himself though. He does all this to himself.
yeah, because just his pride, he doesn't want to go to one of those bigger teams. But
Yeah,
it's like,
I don't know what it is, but he also like all the negativity and stuff like that. Like he puts that on himself too. Like
okay, would it be ugly for him to go to the East?
it depends on where. Because that's the thing. Because like he does not need another superstar with him. Because they
No.
clash. Because he
But
needs
look,
to be
okay,
the guy.
the Knicks are in the middle of rebuilding. Can you see Russell Westbrook at the Knicks?
That's tough because of what's at the Nets. Because Brooklyn is about to run New York, and
Yeah, it looks like it.
I don't know if going one player, especially Russ, I don't know if him going there is the best move.
The best, yeah.
I could see a better place like Chicago
But I don't know if he elevate, dude. Okay,
because he's
what's
gonna
in Chicago?
nobody, but that's what he needs. But they're gonna have a good pick. They're probably gonna get like Obi Toppin or somebody like that in the draft, which is gonna be a steal. And then they did just get Billy Donovan, who he did play for in OKC as a coach.
Right.
And so there's already that relationship. And then I don't really know what else they can get, but I mean, he needs something that like OKC was good for him because he had Steven Adams, who is a massive big man who can't really play offense great. But Steven Adams can't really play like offense great, but he can get your rebounds. He can be a good defensive force in the paint because he's so big. Like those kind of things like helped Russ, I felt like, because he could get so many assists by just driving dish right there because like double teams. And then big man's right there, easy slam. Russ can get the rebounds.
Well,
Russ
okay,
can
you
score.
said put him in Chicago though.
Yeah, I think so.
So, but you're basically he's gonna have to rebuild. I said the Knicks because I feel like the Knicks had some potential there in their rebuild. Chicago is a whole project of a rebuild, of a rebuild, of a rebuild.
Yeah, but new coach coming in. We got to see what happens with offseason free agency, those kind of things. They do have like a lottery. They do have a top 10 lottery pick this draft as
I
well.
don't even know. I hadn't watched much college basketball to even see who's hot to be coming in. Because I feel like a lot of those guys. What is that? Was it Keon guy? I think he opted to go overseas instead of going to the trying to go the college route.
No, I'm not sure. And I know the top three guys are that guy from Georgia. I forget his name off the top of my head. He had his workout the other day, and like all of Clutch Sports and LeBron James and AD and all of them showed up for his workout. And then LaMelo, and then Anthony Wiseman, who was supposed to play at Memphis for Penny Hardaway, but they like deemed him ineligible or whatever. So those are like the top three. So we'll see what happens with them. But I think like Minnesota, the Warriors. I don't even know who has the number one pick, to be honest with you. But like I know Golden State's 2 or 3, and Minnesota's up there as well. Awful franchises. Other not Golden State, because Golden State's a steal for any young player to get to go play with Steph and Clay.
Well, do they still have their
Yes.
the biggest thing? Well, I'm saying the biggest thing with Golden State was their player development. Do they still have whoever was in charge of that still over that as far as trainers go? Coaching is still relatively the same.
Yeah. I don't know about all that just because I have no clue, but their roster is still going to be the same, and that's just not going to be fair.
Nah, I mean nobody cares about Draymond, but
No, but that's the thing is they can add one of these big guys. You add one of these big guys.
They keep saying that Giannis is supposed to be going there.
I see Giannis going to Toronto, or
I thought you were gonna say Miami.
I was going to say Miami's my second one, but I don't see Miami because I think Brad Beal is going to Miami first.
With Jimmy? No, they want them. They want him in LA for sure.
Brad Beal?
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone wants him, bro. He's
You
going
see
to be the hottest item on the
like
market.
that too. He was like, oh no, that wasn't. It was Snoop. He was like, you see, he just bought a house in LA. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure they got houses everywhere, but
Brad Beal can ball, bro. He's everything.
I don't know. This next NBA season is gonna be really interesting, though. It could be really, really good, really good. Also, kind of switching up sports before we get out of here. Um, did you have any this week NFL recaps that you want to go over?
A very interesting week. It was like the weather week. It seemed like.
What do you mean?
So the Cleveland game, they had like 43-mile-an-hour winds. The Raiders went to kick a field goal, and like it went to this goalpost and went all the way back across and hit the other goalpost. It was crazy, bro. Wind was insane.
Did you watch the Ravens game today with the Steelers?
Dude, that was such a good game. Lamar Jackson, if he wouldn't have thrown those 2 interceptions, I think they would have won.
Okay, bro, he could. Okay, that first one, 1,000% blame him for. 1,000%.
Pick six.
Huh?
Are you talking about the pick six one, the first one?
Yeah, the pick six. Which I think is crazy too. What he hasn't had a pick six in like 500 something attempts.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. I think though that that's just a young quarterback trying to fit it in somewhere and thinking he's a hot shot and just kind of being humbled a little bit. It happens to the best of them.
That's also such a good defense he's playing though. The Steelers defense is so good.
Great. And then on top of that, and then that second interception, it was almost the exact same type of pass, just a little bit out further with the same result. And it's just so it's just, you can tell that's something that he needs to work on in that area. Mm-hmm. I really thought they were going to win it. I thought they were controlling the game. And then when I saw him fumble, it seemed like, dude, they had like 4 or 5 fumbles, like in that
Well,
game.
it must have been. It was raining all before pregame, so ball had to be slippery.
It's like, well, and I just saw that. I thought that they were like really gonna like control the game once they went up. What was like 14 to like 7 or something like that.
Yeah, they were
I
up.
was like, okay, they're kind of cruising, uh, but I still kind of want to favor them. I know Patty Mahomes is still out there. I'm also still salty at Andy Reid because he never won.
In Philly, but is doing all this in
But he
Kansas
goes
City.
to freaking Kansas City and just shows out how he figures out a defense. Crazy what that'll do, right? Whew. Anyway, I still kind of want to favor the Ravens as
To win
far
it
as
all, or to win the AFC.
I kind of want to say for it all, bro. Just because like I like them. Their defense is solid, dude. Like they showed you that last year. They just were a little rusty on offense, and the Titans came in at the right time. You know what I mean? Like it
Yeah,
was
the
just
Titans did ride a hot wave.
yeah. So I just think like I think that they give Kansas City trouble, lots of trouble, and
They didn't give them trouble on Monday night a couple weeks ago, though.
they did no. But I mean, you learn from that though. You go that was their only loss besides the Steelers. So
Yeah,
that's 2 undefeated teams that they've lost to. Like if I'm looking at my team, I'm like, okay, you know what? It's not a bad spot for us to be in. We're losing to undefeated people, and we're not really mopping, but we're handling everybody else pretty easy. And
yeah.
we're in those games against undefeated people. Okay, like I can live with that. So like I shouldn't say favorite, but I would like them. Even though I'm an Eagles fan, I kind of just cash out on our season. I'm kind of like, it is.
Hey, the win tonight win got you in the first.
Yeah. Do we end up winning? I didn't even get to check the score or anything.
Yeah, we're up 7-0, then we're down 9-7, and then won 23-9.
Okay, when we tied the freaking Bengals, like, okay, this is gonna be one of those years. I don't even. Yo, did you see this? Hold on. I'm about to show this to you, bro. Okay, yeah. So, all in all, I think the Ravens have a solid chance of making a deep run. Patty Mahomes, I think. Why I can't say the Ravens are favored is because I think he would have to be the favorite coming off of a hot season last year.
Yeah, I think AFC Championship's got to be Steelers and Chiefs, though. I think they'll both ride this undefeated for a few more weeks at least.
Nah, I got if the Steelers have to see the Ravens again, I say they're completely different. Completely different. Because what they lost by 4 today when they really should have won it there, or they had a chance to win it there at the end.
It's going to be on Thanksgiving. That's their next time they play.
Yeah, bro. I think the Ravens will win that one. That's in what, 3 weeks?
Yeah, they got Steelers have Cowboys, Bengals, Jaguars. Just absolutely trash schedule for the next 3 weeks, and then they play the Ravens on a short week too. They play Sunday on the 22nd against the Jaguars, then turn around and play Thursday night against the Ravens. Short week. I could see the Ravens taking that then, just based off that alone.
Yep. Well, yeah, it's always good for the Eagles to beat the Cowgirls. I mean, that's always nice.
Dude, that division is a nightmare.
I don't know what's up with us this year, bro. Normally, we are a very tough and good division. Typically, NFC East is good. For some reason, the NFC North has really just kind of just had this hot streak for like the past 4 years of just being like the subdivision of the division to beat, if that makes sense. But like,
I feel like Packers, Vikings, and what's like Bears and Lions, and that really has been much, but
yeah. But Packers and Vikings, both of those, 2 great teams though.
I would say that, dude, the NFC South though, Bucks, Falcons, Panthers, and the
Falcons, the greatest choke artists we've ever seen. The Bucks, who just became relevant again because of Jameis and then now Tom Brady.
I'm saying now they have AB. They're gonna have AB tomorrow night. They're going to wax the Giants.
Oh boy! Oh my God! AB's gonna turn this whole thing around for us. Look, Tom Brady, how many losses does he have right now? Two.
Yeah, but that was before
That was
they
before
really got
13.
started because I mean they lost. Well, they lost to the Bears by 1 point, and then they lost to the Saints week 1. So
You said the Bears were also. Wait, you didn't say the Bears. You said the Lions.
yeah, the Bears are very interesting. I don't know if they're fraud or not. I don't know if they're real.
I know they got to get rid of Trubisky. Trubisky.
Yeah, that's why they got old Big Dick Nick in there.
And Trubisky, all right, they have to be looking at themselves like, why do we ever do this? Because what
Over
he went
Mahomes.
third, he went third, right?
Oh yeah, over Mahomes who went like 10th.
Yeah, like what? And they traded, if I remember this correctly, they traded up to get him.
And didn't they
And I
have?
was like,
Isn't that the same as the Deshaun Watson year? Wasn't
he
Deshaun
kind of
Watson
froze
that
up on him.
quarterback? Yo, you
Yeah,
froze.
yeah, it froze super bad. Yeah,
But isn't Deshaun Watson in that same quarterback class?
yeah, huh? Same one, same one.
Yeah, Bears are idiots.
That yeah, everybody could see that. And then what? When he started, I think he won like 6 games. They were like, maybe it's not so bad after all. And it's like, no, it's still a terrible pick. Whoever said gave the okay on that should be fired and never heard from again.
Ever. No,
Like,
no more jobs. Ever.
yeah, like that is terrible.
Facts. Man, glad we got to do this episode though.
Yeah. We probably should go ahead and wrap it up. It's getting late. Well, any closing thoughts? Anything you want to leave the people with?
Hey, just know that the content's coming. We'll
Yeah.
release Mondays and Thursdays. YouTube will be streaming everywhere as well. All the appreciation is really true appreciation from us for all fans and listeners and subscriptions, ratings, reviews, whatever it may be. It's definitely nice to have feedback and all those kind of things and know people actually listen to what we're saying. So
Exactly. Yes. Thank you all for watching us. Thank you all for listening to us. We want you guys to give us tons of feedback. Let us know if there's any topics you want us to cover, or just kind of chime in on these. We appreciate the support, and yeah, I'm piggybacking basically everything you said. The content's gonna be rolling in. I'm excited, dude. I'm very glad we decided to do this.
yeah, absolutely. Looking forward to it. We'll get this first one gone, and then we'll see you guys in a couple of days.
Yeah.
I like to look at it as we'll recap the weekend for you, and then we'll get you started for the next one.
Exactly. I like it. I like that.
Oh, hey, man. Till next time.
Till next time.